This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on this day after Christmas. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins is on vacation. John Scalzi is on vacation. Josh Stone and I are holding down the fort.
We're trying to,
on this
exactly.
holiday week. That's right. It's a little chilly start to the day today as well. But you're saying that's like kind of right about where we should be.
Right where we should be, exactly. But looks like temperatures are going to mitigate. They're going to be very comfortable for this short work week, and then things will start to change as we get into next week. Let's talk about current conditions right now. 54 degrees, clear skies, northeasterly wind at 8 miles per hour. Nothing to show you here on the radar, and that's going to be the case all day thanks to high pressure that's in control. Our highs today a little bit warmer than yesterday, climbing into the mid-70s for most of us. Some areas in our inland counties may even get a little bit warmer than that, possibly in the upper 70s, but still a very pleasant day. And things change, though, in the forecast. We'll talk more about it in just a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Here's a look at your first alert traffic. Things are running pretty smooth out there today. Thankfully, we don't have all that pesky fog that we had to deal with last year as well. That's kind of nice. We're pretty happy about that one. Everything is running pretty smooth out there. Just a couple of traffic hitches as you're coming into Sarasota from the Palmetto Ellington area as well. And then if you're headed into North Sarasota, it's not looking too bad out there as well either. And then, of course, if you head into South Sarasota, not too bad in that area either. It's running pretty good out there. We are expecting a lot of people that are going to be on the road, either returning from their holiday vacations or, of course, hitting all the malls to make all those returns out there this morning. All right, topping our news this morning, this is a big one. Millions across the world celebrated Christmas Eve with family and friends yesterday, including the first family who were spending the holiday right here on the Suncoast. Now, it was kind of interesting. The first family, they spent time, they went to Christmas and did some other things as well. We've got to look at everything that was going on in Florida on Christmas Day. Kristen Holmes has a Christmas roundup.
It's Christmas around the world, and millions are celebrating. From the little town of Bethlehem to the Vatican, where Pope Francis held a Christmas Eve Mass, to the United Kingdom.
I wish you a peaceful and very happy Christmas.
Queen Elizabeth reflecting on the strength of the country after a violent past year.
I think of London and Manchester, whose powerful identities shone through over the past 12 months in the face of appalling attacks.
While the royal family is spending the holiday welcoming the newest addition to the family, Prince Harry's fiancée, Meghan Markle. And in the United States, the Christmas spirit is alive and well.
My fellow Americans, Melania and I are delighted to wish America and the entire world a very Merry Christmas.
The president delivering a Christmas message from his Florida resort, Mar-a-Lago. The first couple spending part of Sunday fielding calls from children who are tracking Santa online.
What would you like more than anything else? Oh, that's good. Building blocks, that's what I always like too. I always loved building blocks. Now they make them better.
Before attending Mass. And as presidential tradition, the commander-in-chief also sending season's greetings to American service members deployed abroad.
I just wanted to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. We say Christmas again very proudly. Very, very Merry Christmas. We're going to have a great year.
In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes reporting.
Well, as for the weather, most Americans won't have to dream about a white Christmas. More than 60 million people are in areas under winter weather alerts this week. We're going to have more for you on that story in the next half hour. A Texas family whose home was destroyed in Hurricane Harvey is sharing how they're finding joy this holiday season. Now, of course, Hurricane Harvey sent feet of water inside their house, among other people's houses as well, with much of it right down to the woodwork and the studs. The family moved into trailers provided by FEMA. That's where the family of 6 now calls home, but they say they're making the best of it.
It's been taking some getting used to. It has been an adventure. It has been a blessing.
And they are not alone. So far, FEMA says more than 800 families impacted by Harvey have moved into trailers or mobile homes in time for the holidays. A key component for helping Texas not only rebuild, but enjoying the holiday with their loved ones. Well, who would have thunk it? A porta potty becoming a magical holiday sensation. That is what happened in a small town in Missouri. The portable bathroom was left behind from a construction job, but instead of getting upset, the Jackson family decided to decorate it. The porta potty was dubbed the Magic Toilet and soon even had its own Facebook page. This led to another great idea, a donation site.
I think if you can work something good out of something that's maybe not so good, I think you look for the positive side of every little thing, and in the end, it's been great.
I think this is just a really unique way to do it, and it's been really hilarious.
The Jacksons say that they've averaged about a barrel a day of donations for the past week. According to the family, the company who owns the porta potty came to retrieve it a few days ago, but when they saw the good that the family was doing with it, they agreed to let them keep it at least until after Christmas. Well, if you're a boater hoping the new floating dock adjacent to the historic Bridge Street Pier will be finished soon, good news, now there is a date. The Bradenton Beach Police Chief, he believes that the first parts will actually be coming in by January and should be installed in the first quarter of 2018. Now, Irma, of course, is the culprit behind the delayed installation. The old dock was heavily damaged by Tropical Storm Emily back in July and removed in August. Well, thousands are fighting deportation orders across the country, and the holidays don't mean that ICE agents take a break from rounding people up. One family in Ohio spent Christmas in a church seeking asylum for the mother. She's unable to live outside the walls of the church for fear of being deported. She wants the government to understand how important it is for her to live on U.S. soil. The legal decision to live in the church was a way to keep her out of the hands of immigration officials who have said before that they will not enter a house of worship. She has lived there now for 4 months.
I don't want to be deported because I have my family here.
Now, she also wears an ankle monitor that vibrates various times a day, telling her to call into immigration so they can keep track of her. In the meantime, she and her legal team hope that her 21-year-old son, a U.S. citizen, can petition for his mother's legal residence. Until then, her husband of 20 years says there is no talk of deportation. Well, the Mexican drug kingpin known as El Chapo is trying to postpone his trial. Attorneys for Joaquin Guzman are asking a federal judge to push the trial back to August or September. They say they cannot prepare his defense by April when the trial is scheduled to start. Now, El Chapo is facing a 17-count indictment in New York related to his alleged leadership of the infamous Sinaloa drug cartel. He's also known for breaking out of jail not once, but twice in Mexico before his final arrest and extradition here to the U.S. Guzman has pled not guilty to all charges, which do carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. Meanwhile, in Puerto Rico, tens of thousands of people remain without power, and Christmas was no different. More than 3 months have passed since Hurricane Maria battered the U.S. island and destroyed its electrical grid. A study conducted on December 11th by a group of local engineers estimated that roughly 50% of the island's 3.3 million people still remain without power. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has said it likely won't be until May that all of Puerto Rico is back with electricity.
We wanted to bring a holiday surprise for you.
What a surprise it was. A beloved teacher battling cancer gets his own shot of Christmas cheer from his former students. Fred Fisher, he taught at Northwood Elementary School for years as a full-time teacher and then later as a substitute. He taught many lives and he changed many young lives along the way, but a recent battle with colon cancer has kept him out of the classroom.
And he always is showing up to all of our events and stuff.
You couldn't have wrapped up a better gift for me. If you had said I'm done with chemo now, that wouldn't have been nearly the impact that this was.
Now, Fisher still has 2 more rounds of chemo left to go, but he says seeing his former students will make that process a lot easier. And then when he's recovered, he does say that he hopes to make a return to the classroom to change some more lives in the future.
That's great.
I love
a great story.
All comes in full circle.
Exactly.
You give, you get, and you get it when you need it the most in some cases.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to be getting some nice weather this week.
That's right. Yeah, at least for the next several days. And then by the end of the week, things change a little bit with a cold front coming in to bring us a better chance of widespread rain and even some thunderstorms. We'll talk about it when I return.
That's right. We're going to have the latest in weather, plus your first alert traffic. And this popular arcade game has not lost its charm. We'll show you how it's become a competitive sport when we come back.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org. Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get a brand new Jeep Renegade for as little as $15,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in a new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Welcome back. It is 6:13 this morning. Although the season of gift giving may be wrapping up, the season of returns is just starting. But there are some ways to make it a little bit easier this year. Our Marla Spencer is live from UTC in Sarasota with a few ways you can deal with all those holiday returns. Marla?
Good morning, Stephanie. That's right. This morning, shoppers all across the country will be heading to malls just like UTC to return unwanted Christmas gifts. Now, there are a few ways that you can make returning those items a little bit easier this morning. Now, just to let you know, it's suggested people first check their retailer's website and also their policy, including their deadlines for returns. Some retailers allow 15, 30, or 45 days to return, while others don't allow you to return at all. Also, do your research before leaving home. Some retailers will do free shipping for returns, meaning you won't have to leave your home. And also, consider re-gifting those items for people throughout the year for their birthdays or even for the new year. Now, Stephanie, it's estimated that about $80 billion that is will be returned in items for unwanted Christmas gifts this year. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Marla. Lots of those going on today. All right, if you're out and about making those returns, you might want to check on the weather. We're going to throw it over to Josh Stone right now for your first alert forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. Yeah, temperatures right now a little bit cooler than what we were at yesterday. It's morning, but still we're going to have temperatures climb into the mid-70s today. 54 degrees is our current temperature in Sarasota, 55 in Venice, 53 out in Arcadia at this time. Nothing to show in the radar. We have drier air that has come in thanks to an area of high pressure to our north, and that's going to drive down that drier northeasterly wind throughout the day, but still will warm up to very pleasant conditions into the mid-70s. Well, they're dealing with some lake effect snow up here in the northern Midwest around western Michigan. You can see the fetch coming off Lake Michigan right now of this snow. What we have is the Lake Michigan waters are warmer than the chilly air above it, and what's happening is that cold air coming down from the northwest is going over this warm water, and you have a little bit of evaporation here. It quickly turns into snow, and then it just dumps all along the western coast of Michigan. Same thing happening in Lake Erie as well around Cleveland. Our temperature up here in Minot, North Dakota, minus 15, very comfortable for them at this hour. Minus 1 in Chicago. Well, it's 54 here in Sarasota. I think we can handle that. Even though it's a little bit cooler than yesterday, still 54 looks a lot better than minus teens up north. So for the boaters today, easterly, northeasterly wind at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, moderate chop in the bay. As far as your tides go, low tide at 12:41 p.m., the high tide at 6:39 early on this evening. Our high today will top out at 76 degrees, very comfortable conditions, and this trend continues over the next few days with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, so I think you'll like this forecast here, at least for a few days. Could get a little bit of rain coming in for our Thursday into Friday. Little break on Saturday, and then for our New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day of 2018, another more potent system comes our way to bring us a little bit better chance of widespread rainfall and even some thunderstorms. We're going to have to tweak this forecast as the models update, so watch Steve Newman and John Scalzi, and of course Bob Harrigan will be back next week. We'll have a better understanding what's going to happen for our New Year's. Back to you, Stephanie.
All right, thank you, Josh. And here's a look at your first alert traffic on this special. It's going to be a day of returns day today at all the malls. Right now, it is not looking too bad out there. Just some slowdowns here and there on 301 northbound and southbound as people are returning to work after having the holidays off. Not too bad out there in Manatee County. If we head into North Sarasota, that one is looking pretty good. A little bit of a slowdown there on State Road 780 as well on Fruitvale Road. And if we head into South Sarasota County, not looking bad there either. The roads are pretty good this morning. We don't have any of that pesky fog that we were dealing with all last week. So it's a good start to your morning out on the roads here on the Suncoast. That is your first alert traffic. Following up now in a story that we first told you yesterday, a local animal shelter had one very big Christmas day as nearly 24 puppies and kittens were delivered to families throughout the Sarasota and Manatee County area. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the story from Lakewood Ranch.
Well, many folks here on the Suncoast did receive a great surprise for the holidays. It came in the form of special little furry friends from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue. It's certainly a Christmas the Millers will never forget. The Lakewood Ranch family received a four-legged surprise delivered right to their home on Christmas morning.
I was very excited because when my old dog passed away, I was sad and I always wanted a new dog.
All in all, 17 puppies and 5 kittens were part of this Christmas surprise for families throughout the Suncoast. The adoptions were arranged ahead of time by the parents, and the children and some adults received the unexpected furry gift via some of Santa's helpers from Nate.
It's very exciting. You know, we fostered, probably over 100 plus dogs or puppies, and this one just, it feels special when it becomes yours, and it's fun to add a new member to your family.
This is something that kept nearly a dozen volunteers from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue very busy on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But those who participated in this say it was very rewarding to spend the holiday in this way.
I've been describing it today as magical. Everyone was so excited and it was so well received. So it was definitely, I cried a little bit in the beginning. It was a really, really good experience.
There are still some puppies that will be available for adoption soon. There are also many dogs and cats ready to find their forever home now, including the mother dog to some of the puppies that were part of this Christmas surprise. For more information, you can contact Nate's or the other local animal shelters. This is the first year Nate's Honor Animal Rescue has done something like this. They say they're looking forward to doing it again next year. Reporting from Lakewood Ranch, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. After a week of resignations that followed an embarrassing email scandal with pageant executives bashing contestants, ABC's Lindsay Janis reports on what could possibly be next for the Miss America pageant. We've got that for you right after this.
Planning a Carnival fantasy cruise out of Mobile?
Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Attention blood thinner users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Beautiful day out there this morning. It is 6:23 a.m. and it's going to be another good day right here on the Suncoast. A little chilly start to the day, but it is not snow, and we should all be really happy about that. Not too bad out there today. All right, well, pinball, it's gone up and down in popularity, but it has never been down for the count. The old school arcade game is seeing a big resurgence, though, due to the increase in pinball competitions like Pinball Expo 2017 here in Chicago. Now, games are based on movies like Star Wars or bands like Kiss or Aerosmith. Part of the competition for some is creating some of those machines themselves.
Pinball is not going away. It can't be replicated, so I think that's why it never truly goes away.
Now, each machine is handmade and takes about 30 hours from start to finish. That includes making the cabinets, pressing the play field, positioning the wiring, and installing those some 3,500 different parts. All right, if you have got a story that you would love to send to us, we would love to hear your story ideas. You can check us out on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, and now you can also see some of our great behind-the-scenes pictures on Instagram. Just look for My Suncoast. And if you want to catch up with Ray Collins, some girl named Stephanie Webb, or our favorite meteorologist, John Scalzi, who's on vacation right now, you can find us all on Facebook as well. All right, like we said, we'd love to see some of your holiday pictures, so send them in. We'd love to put them on the show as well. All right, it is 6:25, and an email scandal resulted in the resignation of some of the top leadership of the Miss America pageant. So where does the pageant go from here? ABC's Lindsay Janis has answers in this morning's GMA's First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the future of Miss America up in the air as the organization reels from an email scandal in its upper ranks. That scandal beginning when the Huffington Post published leaked emails from CEO Sam Haskell exposing crude and demeaning comments about contestants, like 1998 Miss America Kate Schindel.
Right now there's an opportunity for a graceful transition.
And 2013 Miss America Mallory Hagan.
Miss New York!
Who was belittled about her love life and weight.
Having someone bully you, belittle you, demean you in any way is not okay.
The fallout for the 96-year-old pageant has been fast and furious. And coming up at 7 a.m., more on who's stepping down at Miss America. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Janis, ABC News, New York.
After my DVT blood clot, I had a lot on my mind. Could this happen again? Was my warfarin treatment right for me? My doctor told me about Eliquis. Eliquis treats DVT and PE blood clots and reduces the risk of them happening again. Not only does Eliquis treat DVT and PE blood clots, Eliquis also has significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Eliquis had both, and that turned around my thinking.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Both made Eliquis right for me. Ask your doctor if switching to Eliquis is right for you.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, mobile help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the season of giving might be wrapping up, but the season of returning is just beginning. We're going to show you how to make it a little easier this year. Plus, winter weather made for some scary moments during a plane landing in Boston. And finally, some better news in the case of those devastating California wildfires. We've got the update for you. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and welcome to Tuesday, the day after Christmas Day. It is 6:30. I'm Stephanie Webb. Ray Collins and John Scalzi are on vacation, and Josh Stone is sitting in today. We're taking a look at the morning weather out there. It's a little chilly, but it's not too bad. It's not nearly the weather that we're going to be talking about here in the next few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, temperatures right now are about average.
Yeah.
We're talking about temperatures right now in the mid to low 50s. I think we can handle that. That's where we should be at this time of the year. 54 here in both Sarasota and Bradenton, 55 in Venice, mostly clear conditions, and that's going to be the case throughout the day. We have high pressure and control, we have dry air above us, so we're going to have mostly sunny skies throughout the day, and temperatures climbing into the mid-70s. Average for height this time of the year, 72. We'll be above that today, and temperatures actually are going to be a little bit warmer over the next couple of days, but things change by the end of this short work week and into the first week of 2018, and I'll let you know more details on that when I come back.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Josh. Here is a look at your first alert traffic. Things are starting to pick up a little bit out there. 'Tis the season for returns, so I think everybody's getting an early start on the road, and a lot of people that are heading back to from having a couple days off for the holiday. So if you're coming into Sarasota, you're going to start to experience that little bit of backup there on the bridges in Palmetto and Ellington. If we head into North Sarasota, it's not looking too bad out there. Just some slowdowns a little bit on Fruitville Road, just the normal time of the day slowdowns as well. And of course, it's already starting to pick up on University Parkway. We're going to be heading out to Marla here in just a second for that one. But in South Sarasota, just a little bit of a slowdown if you're heading southbound on 41. But other than that, the roads are looking pretty good out there. And that is your first alert traffic. Well, if Santa didn't quite get you everything that you wanted on your wish list this year, you are not alone. Shopping malls are expected to be packed with people making a lot of Christmas gift returns today. Our Marla Spence joins us live from UTC Mall in Sarasota with a few ways to making those returns at least a little bit easier. Marla, you got some returns to do today?
Well, Stephanie, fortunately, I don't have any returns to make today, but I'm sure people all across the Suncoast will be returning to places just like the UTC Mall. Now, it's suggested before they head out to do a few things before heading out to their malls just to make returning those items just a bit easier this morning. Now, it's suggested that people first check retailers and return policies, including deadlines for returns. Some retailers will allow 15, 30, or 45 days to return, while other retailers will not allow you to return at all. Also, do your research before leaving home. Some stores will do free shipping for returns, meaning you won't have to leave your home. And another quick bit is that you can also consider regifting those unwanted items for the new year or also for birthdays this upcoming year. Now, Stephanie, it's estimated that 40% of Americans will be returning unwanted Christmas gifts today and also tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, thanks. Some good information out there, Marla. A plaque remembering a 20-year-old woman who died in a tragic car crash earlier this year has been stolen from the crash site. Katarina Huffman, she died back in February when the Ford Mustang she was driving crossed the median into oncoming traffic at University Parkway and Lockwood Ridge Road. Now, in November, her family had this plaque mounted in front of the tree in the median where the crash happened. Her mother says they traveled to the site yesterday to find that plaque missing and all of the photos ripped off the tree and on the ground. Katarina was a beauty pageant winner, an acting mermaid, and had just graduated from school as an emergency medical technician. Her mother says the family just wants the plaque back to remember their daughter. Well, numerous departments across the Suncoast are about to receive a big, hefty cut to their budgets. The city and county commissions in Sarasota have the task of finding enough money to cut from numerous budgets to make up for an anticipated deficit in the next fiscal year. Some of the departments receiving cuts are support services, scat buses, libraries, lifeguards, and emergency management services, and those are just to name a few. All departments involved will have to cut their budgets by just over 11%. Now, cuts like these haven't been seen this deep since the recession. And for all the local and latest on breaking news and weather and traffic, all you have to do is download the updated version of our app. If you're an iPhone user, you just have to go to the App Store, re-download the app. You can search for WWSB or My Suncoast. If you are an Android user, no worries, you're going to get that update automatically. Well, the good news for many in the Northeast and Midwest was that it's been a white Christmas. Yay! The bad news, it is freezing cold, and there are so many cold temperatures that are coming with all of that. ABC's Elizabeth Hurd tells us about the record-breaking weather change.
Whiteout conditions from upstate New York to Maine, Massachusetts, western Pennsylvania, and Michigan. With visibility so poor, authorities warning drivers to slow down or better yet, stay home. For some, easier said than done. Especially when you're trying to fly to your destination and the airport tarmac looks like this. In Boston, the heavy snow temporarily shut down runways at Logan International. The slick conditions also being blamed for a close call.
JetBlue 50 Boston Tower, are you okay?
Everything's fine. We just skated on the ice.
A JetBlue flight, while landing, hitting a patch of ice, spinning and skidding off the runway.
We were straight, and then all of a sudden it started fishtailing. And yeah, and it started getting rough.
Once I realized we were going off the runway, I was like, uh-oh.
In a brief statement, JetBlue confirming the incident, adding no one was hurt. Snow and icy conditions also wreaking havoc out west. This the scene in Portland, Oregon, seeing a white Christmas for only the 6th time since 1884. And in the Midwest, some residents are waking up this morning to wind chills as low as 48 degrees below zero.
It's cold. Cold is cold, and you gotta adjust.
Well, here in the Northeast, it won't get that cold, but forecasters say temperatures will drop below zero in some areas, and that bitter cold will be sticking around for days. Elizabeth Hurd, ABC News, New York.
And a fire in Texas on Christmas Day forced dozens out of their homes. Half of an apartment complex engulfed in flames. 12 out of 24 units were a total loss. Residents acted quickly, though, grabbing any valuables they could.
We packed up everything. It didn't hit us, but packed up everything just in case. Better safe than sorry.
Volunteers did say from the Red Cross that every person is alive and accounted for, but they don't expect anyone to re-enter that Building 9 until after the fire department finishes its investigation, and that, of course, will take some time. And the largest wildfire in California history continues to burn through the south part of the state. The Thomas Fire is now 70% contained, though. Some better news out there. According to fire officials in California, they said there now should be fully extinguished by early January. It scorched more than 273,000 acres since December the 4th. Nearly 1,600 structures have been totally destroyed. More than 1,000 are just damaged. Residents of the area could see a boost in displaced wildlife as well due to that fire. And the daughter of Eric Garner, who died in an infamous police chokehold incident in New York, has apparently suffered a heart attack. That's according to social media accounts that also say Erica Garner is now in a coma. Her verified Twitter account is asking supporters to pray for Erica, who is also an activist. Now, a police officer put her dad, Eric Garner, in a chokehold during his arrest in 2015, even though the move was banned by the NYPD. A video showed Garner, who had asthma, telling the officer that he couldn't breathe, and those were his last words. His death became a rallying cry for protesters who accused police of mistreating people of color. But Erica Garner later said that her father's death was not as much of a race issue as it was an issue of an abuse of power. All right, so we're going to be taking another look at all the weather that's going on there today. A lot of people leaving home, maybe heading into work or heading home from their vacations, and of course heading to the malls to make all of those returns today as well. What's it going to be like out there today?
I think today's going to be nice, and the next couple of days are going to be really, really nice.
Like
but
that.
Then things start to change by the end of this coming week, and we'll have the details on that when I return.
All right, sounds good. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we've got the latest for you in your Suncoast First Alert traffic, and the CDC says we are approaching the peak of flu season. We've got some tips for you on how to stay healthy when we come back.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
At Here Care Audiology, we treat you like family. It was almost like I did not know what I was missing until I had hearing devices put in. And now I can hear so much more than I could before.
Hey, how does it sound?
Oh my goodness, it sounds so much better. I can hear so much better. Schedule your appointment today. Call 941-219-4071.
Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you on this Tuesday morning, the day after Christmas. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. John will be back tomorrow. 54 right now in Sarasota, 55 in Venice, 53 in Arcadia, 53 in Myakka City at this time. So lower to mid-50s for this morning hour. And as far as dew points go, this shows us the measure of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. It is dry, no doubt about that, up here in the Panhandle with dew points in the 20s and upper 40s here in Sarasota. So it's going to remain that way. Our radar will remain quiet throughout the entire day, in fact, into tomorrow as well. We have nothing to show you right now thanks to dry air that's above us. High pressure is in control, driving down that drier air and cooler air from the north. However, temperatures today will be a little bit warmer than they were yesterday, slightly. We're going to call for highs topping out in the mid-70s and a lot of sunshine today. Where there's not a lot of sunshine is up here in western Michigan. They're dealing with lake effect snow coming off Lake Michigan here. Also Lake Erie dealing with that here in Cleveland. But for the most part, there is no travel issues flying out of SRQ, Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, to areas in the Northeast or the Midwest at this time, or even Atlanta. Right now, it's -15 in Minot, North Dakota, -7 in Minneapolis, -1 in Chicago. But down here along the Suncoast, temperatures in the low to mid-50s. That seems cool, but it's all relative, right? Go up north, 54 degrees is a lot more comfortable. Easterly, northeasterly wind at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet just offshore with moderate conditions in the bays and inland waterways for the boaters. The temperature at the beach today will be 74 degrees, UV index at 5. 76 for our official high here in Sarasota. Breaking down the forecast over the next few days, temperatures actually be warmer tomorrow. We're going to climb up into the upper 70s for at least a couple of days. Then Thursday and Friday, a cold front's going to slide into the area to bring us a slight chance of shower activity. We get a break on Saturday, and as we get into New Year's Eve, which is this coming Sunday, and then New Year's Day, the first day of 2018, a more potent system is going to come in here to bring us a better widespread chance of rain and also some thunderstorms. Some of these storms could potentially be on the stronger side, so you definitely want to tune in and make sure you watch meteorologists John Scalzi and Steve Newman as we get more updates as these models update for us. So that's your forecast. Back to you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Josh. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic. Surprisingly, it's not looking too bad out there. The roadways are going to be a little bit busier than they have in the last few days. Everyone's going to be heading back out to work, of course, and then to the malls to return all those gifts. But so far this morning, it's not looking too bad out there. You're in Manatee County. It looks good. If you're heading into North Sarasota County again, you've got a little bit of congestion that's already starting on University. But other than that, nothing to see. No major traffic snafus. That is your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, the growing flu danger, the CDC warning of widespread influenza-like activity in 23 states. Doctors saying we may now be approaching the peak of flu season. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more on the most infected states.
You take your arm out.
The flu spreading fast and hitting hard. Now experts say it's going to get worse.
I went to the doctor and got tested and said I felt like I had a sinus infection.
It turns out Vince Blea does have the flu. So does his son. Now they're spending Christmas quarantined away from the rest of their family.
It's sad that I won't be with the family today. It's the best thing for everybody.
The CDC telling the Washington Post there's a 30% chance the flu peaks next week. 10 states already reporting high flu activity, chiefly from one powerful strain of an alarmingly contagious illness.
The influenza virus can exist in the air 3 to 6 feet from a person who is infected, and that does not have to be spread by just coughing or sneezing. That can be spread by talking or breathing.
And it's not just the very young, old, and people with weakened immune systems who are at risk. 20-year-old Alani Murrieta was killed by complications from the flu last month.
Never in a million years would we have thought that we would have lost her that day like this.
She did not get a flu shot, neither did Blea and his son. And though the vaccine is only about 10% effective this year, doctors say you should still get it because it can keep your symptoms more mild. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Santa Monica, California.
According to the New York Times, a new study indicates that sitting for long periods of time regularly may be bad for your heart. It found that the more people sit, the more likely they are to display signs of injury to their cardiac muscles. The study focused on proteins called troponins, which are released in large amounts during a heart attack. Now, according to the study, those who spend 10 hours or more per day sitting were more likely to have above average levels of the troponin. In entertainment news now, Star Wars legend Carrie Fisher delivered a lot more than just a strong final performance as Princess Leia in The Last Jedi. The late actress, who was also a screenwriter and best-selling author, also came up with some of her own best lines in that movie. Director Ryan Johnson told People magazine that Fisher's creative influence was key in structuring the scenes that she was in. Johnson said that Fisher's ideas were operative in every moment that she was right on that screen. She made up a lot of her own dialogue right there on the spot. Fisher, of course, died last December at the age of 60. Plus, we're saying goodbye to Heather Menzies-Urich. The 68-year-old played third oldest child Louisa Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. She was reportedly battling a recent diagnosis of cancer, and she passed away on Christmas Eve. Now, she was just 14 when she co-starred in The Sound of Music. She then went on to star or guest star on a lot of different TV shows, including Logan's Run, The Love Boat, and Vegas. She married actor Robert Urich back in 1975. And a tough Christmas for Matt Damon. His father passed away after a long battle with cancer. Kent Damon was battling multiple myeloma, a rare blood disease that affects bone marrow. Matt Damon had missed the recent premiere of his movie Downsizing because his father was sick. Kent Damon was 74. Sorry, kids, that is not Santa. It is not a Santa because he's already back at the North Pole by now. But people on the West Coast were treated to this out-of-this-world experience, I guess you could say. This is the final SpaceX launch of 2017. Its Falcon 9 rocket not only lit up the sky in Southern California over the weekend, but it lit up Twitter, too. Its job, listening for the transmissions of every aircraft in the world, no small task. These satellites will also be able to monitor all the ships in real time. Pretty cool stuff out there. Still ahead, we're going to update your top headlines, and you may be festive this holiday season, but you are not as festive as these penguins. Wait till you see these little guys. We've got this story coming up right after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Minnesota Flooring and the Boys and Girls Club came together with the community to open a creative space for kids. Thank you to everyone in our community dedicated to helping our children brighten their future.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today. First, it is one of the hot spots right here on the Suncoast, but finding a parking on Siesta Key is a problem. Some ideas that city officials are working on include a new parking lot on Midnight Pass Road. Plus, a local animal shelter had one very busy Christmas day. Nearly 24 puppies and kittens were delivered to families throughout the Sarasota and Manatee County areas, thanks to Nate's Honor Animal Rescue. And now that the gift-giving season is wrapped up, 'tis the season of returning all that stuff. The National Retail Federation predicts about $90 million worth of gifts will be returned this holiday season. All right, it is your final look at your first alert traffic going out there this morning. Not too bad. State Road 64 is starting to get clogged a little bit. Everybody is heading back to work this morning, back away again from all their holiday gatherings. 301 is getting a little slow. If you're heading into North Sarasota County, it's not looking too bad out there. Fruitville is starting to get a little busy, as well as Cortez Road. And then in South Sarasota County, that one's looking pretty good if you're heading out around this well.
All right, looking pretty good today. Our high will be 76, mostly sunny skies. Next couple of days looking very nice. Slight cold front comes our way Thursday, Friday, bring us a little bit of rain. And then by New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, a little more potent of a system comes our way to bring us some widespread rain showers and even some thunderstorms.
Oh, sounds good. Finally this hour, these Christmas birds are going to make your day. Penguins at Harbin Polar Land in northeast China, they donned these festive red and white Santa costumes over the weekend to, you know, just waddle around. The penguin family, they waddle around greeting the visitors in mini Snowtown. It's this newly built area of the theme park in there. I just can't stop watching them, Josh. They're just
I get a kick out of
there's
this.
Something about penguins.
Happy Feet March of the Penguin.
That's right, that's right. Throw on some happy festive costumes as well. That was a nice Christmas shot right there. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Hey, Ray and John Scalzi, they're actually going to be back tomorrow, so we're going to be a full team again. Josh, thank you for spending some time with us this morning as well. We've got Good Morning coming. Good Morning America is coming up, but you know what? We need to leave you with more of these penguins. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning.